Let's get right into it. First, looking at our telecom sector. According to NCC data, we may be seeing a slowdown in the number of in the growth of the number of active telecom lines compared to what we've been seeing in the past decades. Now, is this the same situation when we look across the region? I mean, these numbers apply to Nigeria, but what are we seeing in Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire?
Yeah, morning, Uche. Good to be here. So the slowing growth is not just a Nigerian phenomenon. It's actually an African phenomenon, and it is to be expected because as any market matures, the growth rates will be expected to slow. So the market for basic telecom services like voice is certainly maturing, and as a consequence, the growth rate has been steadily coming down over the last few years. However, it's not all doom and gloom because the next frontier is data and value-added services such as content and financial services. You now have 600 million Africans with mobile phones, and that is a huge achievement. In the last 10 years, there's been significant growth in the sector. What this has done is, we have put a very powerful tool in the pockets and in the hands of many Africans. The next step is, now that they have the tool, what are we going to use it for? And I think that's going to be data services and financial services.
Well, Simon, let's discuss some of the limitations that exist, especially in our telecom sector. And one of the major things analysts say is a low level of penetration. Certainly, there's a wide gap when it comes to the accessibility, especially of people in the rural areas. In fact, figures in Nigeria say that there's 61.9% teledensity, even with our large population of 167 million people. Now, Samuel, how do you propose we solve this problem?
So access to connectivity and telecommunications services is really becoming like a utility globally. It's just like having access to a road or electricity or water. Some people would even go as far as to say that it is becoming a basic human right, a basic human need, because without it, you cannot really participate in modern society. The economics of providing, infrastructure services in general to communities in rural areas that are dispersed and sparsely populated is generally more difficult. Infrastructure is expensive to build, and where you don't have a critical mass of people, it's difficult to be profitable. And this is why in the telecoms sector, most countries have got universal service funds. Which is effectively a tax levied by telecoms regulatory commissions, which is used for promoting accessibility. And one of the uses of these funds is to subsidize the build-out of infrastructure in remote places. So this is one approach to one very common approach to addressing this issue of inequality of access. The other is just more innovation. We have seen some very innovative compression technologies that are used by mobile operators. And what these technologies enable them to roll out minimal infrastructure in sparsely populated towns and villages, whilst allowing a good user experience. So you have many people using the same infrastructure, but because of the compression technology, you have much better quality of service. So more communities can be served with fewer infrastructure, more efficient use of existing infrastructure.